So, well, to start with, I mean, this is also an extension of, this thing got discussed yesterday in the entire discussion on non-fiction filmmaking. And I would say that, my primary way of relating to the medium is through the camera, because I'm trained essentially as a cinematographer. I work as a cinematographer for others. And my response to the whole thing was more through the experience of the architecture visually.
I was imagining what this film would look like without any sound, and actually just and then as I was imagining that, serendipitously the sound went off for 3 seconds and the planes kept landing and it was completely silent, and then there was a figure where there's an old man sitting watching out of a jaw. And I'm thinking again of pushing that, of pushing the envelope even more. Do you think you could have actually let this film be without any of the narrative?
I was under pressure to do that. I was really under pressure to do that, to make it abstract, in the within quotes abstract kind of way, So because you're dealing with architecture, so there were a lot of my friends and colleagues who expected a more abstract and again within quotes a more arty film, But then I was very clear. I was very, very clear that, I was making this for a certain purpose. I wanted it to be a little more accessible that way, experiential, and yet giving a certain amount of information. And I really feel that the film medium is not the right medium to give all the information that you have to give on a particular subject. I feel it's much more important to create a kind of curiosity and inquisitiveness to get people interested and sensitized, so that they can get it themselves. And on a subject like this, you really don't have to look very far. It's in the papers every day. I'm really glad. I'm really very glad that for a film which does not follow the usual activist documentary language, it's a film that's being used a lot by the activists. I have been interested in the non-fiction in the non-fiction form as in the various kinds of non-fiction filmmaking, because I guess at some level I am interested in form, and the form of all the forms that a non-fiction film can take, and for the last several years I've really been interested in the history of the documentary medium, the languages of the documentary, and one of the things that comes out of it is I have a great interest in the history of the propaganda newsreel, especially made by the Films Division, which is quoted from extensively here.